Given Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon were just announced a few days ago for the Nintendo 3DS, I'm sure this video doesn't come as much of a surprise to you. Now, honestly, these games have a lot of potential. However, if Game Freak really doesn't deliver, I'm not all too happy about these games. However, here are 10 items on my wish list for Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon that would make me love these games. However, to help me out with this, I am not alone.
Yo, what's up guys? My name is Nady, aka Nadychan from Twitch, and I am so incredibly psyched to be able to help my very good buddy Josh do this list today.
Thank you, Nady. With that being said, let's jump into it.
I am going to start mine off with the one that I think was on every Shiny Hunter's mind when Gen 7 first came out, which was, please, where are all these shiny hunting methods? We had 3 options in Gen 7, and it just was not enough. Bring back some of the old methods, like chain fishing I think would make a lot more sense than SOS calling when you're fishing. I think that horde hunting would make a lot of sense. Even things like DexNav, Poke Radar, bring in some form of a friend safari, or, you know, just give us all new methods in general, but give us more than the 3 that were currently available to us in Gen 7. I think that with all these amazing new Pokemon and some amazing new shiny forms, they really missed out on giving us some fun ways to hunt for them.
Next up for me, I would love to see Pokemon following you. Now, of course, this is a popular item on many people's wish list. Sadly enough, Nady is not too passionate about it. Regardless, this is something that I would love to see implemented on the 3DS here in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. I loved it in Heart Gold and Soul Silver, and yes, it doesn't have a large impact on the actual gameplay or difficulty or the story. However, just having your Pokemon that you go through with your adventure and the first party of your slot, just having that next to you, there's just some novelty to that I absolutely adore. And, I mean, between the models that were found in the dump of Sun and Moon, and potentially the Wingull in the trailer, I would absolutely love to see Pokemon following you. It would make me really happy, and that's a big checkbox that Pokemon can make me really happy by checking off here. I mean, can I just have Empoleon next to me? Can we have Groudon? Can we have Gyarados? Can we just make it happen? I would love to see it.
One of the biggest things I hope not to see in Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon is the cutscenes. Now, I'm going to bring you guys all the way back to Gen 5 and my very first playthrough of Pokemon Black and White, where there was cutscenes, but when they happened, you knew it was because something big was going down. There was about to be a game-changing moment. They were rare, they were special, and they were exciting to see. And then you cut to Pokemon Sun and Moon, and oh my goodness, you could not switch routes without there being a cutscene. You could not get an item without there being a cutscene. And you know, if you saw Lily, there was gonna be a cutscene. Can we just, you know, nix the cutscenes in Ultra Moon and Ultra Sun and, you know, maybe just not have them, or have them rarely, because the novelty definitely wore off about 10 minutes into Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Now, this next one is a little bit of a stretch. However, I would like to make the plea nonetheless to have these games run smoother. I understand this is a big challenge. Sun and Moon already ran like crap, but that's why it's on this list. If there's any way that Game Freak can optimize the game at all to run smoother, I mean, double battles were horrid in this game. They ran pretty damn slow. Even on a new 3DS, they didn't run the best. Although there was an improvement, it still is upsetting to see that, I mean, the 3DS is still a very commonly used console. Given it is older technology, when you go to the old 3DS, it's still upsetting to just see this great game with Sun and Moon graphics-wise just be halted by the system itself. If there's any way that there could be optimizations made, that would make me really happy. Game Freak, if you can make it happen, please. I don't want to play at 20 FPS anymore. Pretty please.
One of my favorite things to do in Pokemon has always been getting to hop online and do some battles and some trading with people. I think it is one of the best experiences in the entire Pokemon universe. What kills that fun, though, however, is when Festival Plaza can't find the person online. You have both added each other, you're both online, and you're constantly hitting that update, refresh, disconnect from the internet, reconnect to the internet. Where is my friend? please, for the love of God, Nintendo, either fix your Festival Plaza, or better yet, bring back the PSS system from Gen 6, because that system was one I never had an issue with, whereas I struggle with the Festival Plaza every other day.
This next one is super duper important. I'm talking post-game, and I'm talking replay value. Sun and Moon died so quickly in the Pokemon community due to these two things alone. I will also point to the first item on this list, shiny hunting methods. Add some new shiny hunting methods and that could remedy these big time. But aside from this, give us some more substantial post-game, something that we could have fun with more than just Battle Tree and the Looker missions. Give us more shiny hunting methods, as I just mentioned and was earlier in this video. And in addition to that, give us some replay value. Don't make it feel like a chore to go back and play through the game. And as far as post-game goes, maybe give us gyms. Give us gyms in the post-game, or get rid of trials. Put gyms in the main game and do trials in the post-game. Do something that's more substantial that gives us the will to actually do something after you're done playing the game for the first time, either post-game or replay value, that'll entice us, not just to shelve the game and not want to play it anymore, because that's happened to too many people with Pokemon Sun and Moon. Ultra Sun and Moon is a great opportunity to remedy this.
Alright, you guys, I'm gonna be the one to admit this. I hated how and I hated Lily. I always feel like your rival trainer in a Pokemon game should be someone that is actually a challenge, someone that sparks that little bit of rivalry in your heart when you see them. When you see them, you know you're getting a tough battle or a challenge, and you look forward to it, really. In Generation 7, you had no rival. Really, you just ran around doing nothing because there was no one ever trying to beat you somewhere. I, for one, really hope in Generation 7 2.0 that they give you a rival that really feels like you're being challenged, like you have someone out there who's trying to race you to this invisible finish line, because Lily is really just the world's biggest pushover and Hao is just Grandpa's little stalker. Give me a rival that I can aspire to beat. Give me a rival that challenges me, and when I see them, I get that little glint of a challenge, and just give me a rival, man. Give me someone that I want to battle.
This next one, I'm not going to get my hopes up for a complete check off of. However, seeing some degree of a flipped storyline and or flipped characters would make me really happy. It would spice up the story, and it would be very interesting to play through, and you would really be sitting on the edge of your seat the whole time, especially for the first leg of your adventure. So what does that mean exactly? Well, I'm talking about Guzma being some nerdy teacher, or Lily being this sly, devious character, almost like a Gladion. And speaking of Gladion, maybe he's more of a bashful, shyer character. I'm just talking about changing up the characters completely, since we're pretty much in a parallel universe from Sun and Moon. That would be incredibly interesting to play through, and just seeing some degree of that. Having some of the characters that we've gotten to know so well just have a complete transformation in these new games would be very interesting to play through, and I would be all about it.
Now, the last thing I would really like to see for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are even more Alola forms. I thought the forms were a beautiful addition to the main series of games, but I would also like to see Pokemon from other generations and regions get Alola forms. I understand that when Pokemon Sun and Moon first came out, they were still riding that hype train of the 20th anniversary of the original games releasing, so it made sense at the time for only Kanto Pokemon to get Alola forms. But I think with it being 2017 and a good long while since the 20th anniversary ended, it is time to show some Pokemon from other regions that Alola form love. I think that they have so many missed opportunities with Pokemon that could be made better, be made more interesting, or even be made more competitively viable by giving them an Alola form and switching up their typings and giving them access to new moves and sets. And I just really hope that for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon, they open themselves up to allowing Pokemon from other regions to get Alola forms.
This last point has been an issue in many Pokemon games of the past, however we've seen it be a big problem here in Sun and Moon especially, and that is less hand-holding. There are way too many tutorials, way too many parts of the game that just hold your hand. You are running into characters left and right, and I'm not talking about the character development kind of a, oh, they're changing, this is cool, I'm interested, I'm invested in these characters. I'm talking about pointless stuff that leaves you twiddling your thumbs and playing through the game a second or third time. It just ruins it and hampers the replay value, which was mentioned earlier. This also runs into an earlier point of less cutscenes. Cutscenes can be great, however having them every other second, and has to do with handholding especially, it is frustrating. As a final point for this, I point to the Rotom Dex. This can be useful if you're playing the game for a third time, but you haven't gotten to a certain point for months, let's say. The Rotom Dex can be useful. However, the Rotom Dex does echo some useless points when you're trying to do other things on your bottom screen. At the same time, let's just have an optional button for that. Let's put it like, let's just turn it off if you want to. Keep the Rotom Dex, but you don't have to always have it on. If we could fix this problem, I would be a damn happy person. And that finishes up our wish list video here for Pokemon Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon. If you want to see another one of these kinds of videos, let me know in the comment section below, and while you're at it, let me know your wish list for Ultra Sun and Moon. What do you want to see? Check out Nady's links, they're all down below. She is awesome. Thank you so much, Nady, for helping me out with this video. And while you're here, hit that subscribe button on my channel and ring the bell for, okay, last time I offered cookies. How about brownies? You guys like brownies? We're gonna have brownies this time, because I definitely have, oh, okay, this video is going long. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Peace.